going on, guys? So, I'm sure you guys have heard about the recent news that Spider-Man will be going to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is probably the best news I've heard in forever. But this video isn't about that. This video is about this one topic that I've talked to with many people that I know, and I know I'm not the only one out there that thinks this, and I'm just here to share this. And but have you guys ever wondered yourself of why every X-Men movie fucking sucks? Like, I'm serious. They suck. I'm talking about X-Men 1, 2, 3, Wolverine Origins, Wolverine, Days of Future Past, First Class. These movies all suck, dude. They suck. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is coming from a guy that loves X-Men. Like, dude, X-Men is one of the reasons why I only stick to Marvel Comics. Like, growing up, I read DC, but X-Men, dude, X-Men was by far one of Marvel's greatest comic books. It could be, like, I don't know. It's probably like my favorite comic, really. Like, I mean, I just brought some stuff out. I mean, like, dude, like, this is from when I was a kid. This is like my X-Men binder. I have every X-Men card series. Every one. First series, 94 Flare Ultras. I don't know if you can see this. You know, I got all of them, dude. 95 Flare Ultras. You know, they got like every character. I got the Chroniums. Dude, I got it all, dude. Look, I got the full set. The Jim Lee's X-Men. I got every comic, dude. Every issue. I got all the annuals. Every comic, man. You know, this is just the 1990 series. You know, every issue. I'm not gonna bring out my Uncanny X-Men stuff because that's a long box over there. But dude, I got tons upon tons of X-Men comics. I grew up with X-Men. I watched the cartoon. I played the X-Men arcade game back in the day. I've rented the games. Everything. I support X-Men. I love X-Men. X-Men is the shit. It has some of the best villains, some of the best heroes. The best. But when it comes to the movies, they are complete and utter trash. Garbage, dude. Oh my gosh. Every single one of those movies is a disgrace to X-Men. Disgrace. Disgrace. Trash. Garbage. All of them. All of them, dude. X-Men 1 sucked. X-Men 2 sucked. X-Men 3 sucked. All the Wolverine movies sucked. And yes, X-Men Days of Future Past fucking sucked. They sucked. They're bad. They're garbage. I can't even differentiate between 1 and 2 and even 3. 3 I kind of can because it was just off the top, off the wall, crazy shit. But 1, I mean, dude. Yo, they get Rogue to be some little, like, 15-year-old. They get, you know, Wolverine's like a 6'2" pretty boy. And, like, I mean, the villain, they got Magneto to be old as fuck. Yes, he's old in the comics. But, dog, he ain't that old. He ain't that fragile. Come on, dude. And you got, like, fucking, I mean, Professor X, even before the movies even started, me and my friends would always talk about who would play Professor X. And sure enough, it was the guy that we always said it would be. And it was Patrick Stewart. And then, I don't know, man, like, Storm, Halle Berry, does she even have an accent? Like, to me, the characters were just not, no. It was too Wolverine-centric. It was all focused on Wolverine. You know, they ignored, like, big characters. You know, where was Colossus in the first one? Or Nightcrawler? Or I don't know, man. Gambit for that, man. He finally put Gambit in the origin. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. The second one finally put Nightcrawler, which is honestly the best scene in any X-Men movie, is in the beginning of the White House, where you see Nightcrawler put his powers into use. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to see. That's the X-Men movie right there. Disappearing, beating the shit out of security. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want to see. But instead we get... I don't even remember the second one, man. What do we get? More Wolverine? I don't even... Dude, this shit sucked. We get like a 2-minute scene with Colossus? Like... And the continuity is just trash, dude. First Class. Dude, I remember... I didn't watch First Class until... like, it came out later on, like, HBO or something, and I finally sat down and watched it. Everybody was talking good shit about First Class. And I was like, man, I mean, the other 3 X-Men movies were garbage, so... Everybody had a bad taste because of the third X-Men movie. I'm like, alright, fine. And then the fucking X-Men First Class came out, and it didn't make fucking sense, dude. Like I said, the continuity is just trash. Like, Havoc's in it. I mean, it's supposed to take place in the 60s, I don't know, 70s, 60s. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even remember Professor X ever being young with the X-Men. He was always bald and old. You know what I mean? Even back in the comics, he was bald. Since when was Professor X young? You know what I mean? Magneto was, like, these motherfuckers were always old. Like, it's like, and they make them all young. And they got the shittiest cast. They make Banshee like 17 years old. Again, more dude, one thing is Mystique. They focus too much on Mystique. Like, me and my friend were talking about this, and we're like, since when was Mystique a front runner villain for the X-Men? Never. Like, not until after the movies they started putting her in front covers of comics. When was she in the front cover of any comic? I don't even remember. Name me like a fucking memorable Mystique front cover of an Uncanny X-Men comic. I went through my comics, I didn't find any. Like, I'm dead serious. It wasn't until after the movie where they started incorporating stuff in the comics. That's what I hate. I hate it when comics start incorporating shit from movies. That's stupid. I think movies and comics should be separate. You know what I mean? Then you start putting more Mystique in comics, and then Rogue starts looking more like Rogue from the movies and the comics, and then Wolverine never wears his mask again, and then they start wearing black leather suits in the comic. Dude, this shit is trash. First Class was so bad, dude. Sebastian Shaw's Kevin Bacon, like, you know, the scenes are just more Mystique, dude. I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it, dude. First Class. God, I hate that movie. Oh my god. Like, who's in that movie? Havoc. That's what I remember. Havoc doing this weird ass dance. Like, we get like Mystique, you know. She all up there like, yeah, we gave you guys names. Your name is Magneto, and you're Professor X. I'm like, oh my gosh, stop it. Stop the fucking movie. This shit is trash, dude. Ah, God, First Class, dude. Everybody's like, this movie's good. And it just breaks my heart, dude, because the people that are saying this shit aren't even real people that like the comics. You know what I mean? Like, you'd figure X-Men is popular for a reason. And the reason ain't because Mystique is in the front run of the comics. You know what I mean? Like, and again, Days of Future Past. Now this is like the epitome of where I'm like, okay, stop. It's enough. Enough is enough. X-Men. Where? I want a movie with the X-Men. I want to see Wolverine, Cyclops, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Gambit. You can have Banshee in there, Rogue, Storm, Jean Grey, Iceman, Beast. All these people just go at it. You know what I mean? Psylocke. You fucking put Jubilee in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Have Bishop in that. Instead, we get movies with tidbits of teams. but yet it's always centric on Wolverine. And then we get Days of Future Past, which has no X-Men. I mean, what do we get in Days of Future Past, really? Let's think about this. We get a Wolverine that goes to the past, that teams up with a young Professor X that can walk, a Beast that can change whenever he wants, a young Magneto. That's it. Going after Mystique. Again, more Mystique. This needs to stop. This shit is stupid, dude. Days of Future Past was whack. The whole time I was watching this garbage piece of shit movie, I'm sitting there like, God, I wish it would go back to the future, show more of the future. You know why? Because they had a team fighting Sentinels. They had Bishop, Sunspot, Warpath, Wolverine, Iceman, Shadowcat, Storm, fighting. That's what I wanted to see. Instead, we go back to the 70s and we watch Wolverine and Magneto and Professor X with a Beast and like 10 minutes of Quicksilver chasing after a Mystique. I'm like, this is... Dude, they need to fucking just give up, dude. And the problem is, it makes so much money. You know why? Because people think, oh, you know what? This is probably as good as it gets. Days of Future Past was a good movie. No, it wasn't, dude. Not even, dude. It's so bad, they erased everything before. It's like as if 1, 2, and 3 didn't even exist. That's how bad those movies were. Fox wanted to pretty much be like, you know what? We fucked up on continuity so bad, let's just erase everything and pretend it didn't even fucking happen. And I don't even want to talk about the Wolverine movies. Oh my gosh, dude. The way they treated Deadpool and... Silver Samurai and... Dog... And this new Apocalypse movie coming out. It finally took them 7 fucking movies to finally bring in Apocalypse, which should have been like at least the 3rd or 2nd movie. You know what I mean? All these other movies always had Magneto, an old ass, crusty, fragile ass Magneto. Sabretooth was in the first one, Toad. I don't even remember who was in the second one. You know, they get Juggernaut in the third one. Who else is... I don't remember, dude. There's no Mr. Sinister. You know what I mean? Where's he at, dude? Finally, Apocalypse is coming through. God even knows what the fuck this movie's gonna be about. It's gonna be about nothing. So I'm not even gonna watch that movie, dude. I'm not supporting that shit anymore, man. The one thing I liked about comic books is the continuity of stuff. So, you know, I wish, you know, you could see X-Men with the Avengers and Spider-Man and all that shit. You know, that's why I like this move that Sony's doing to bring Spider-Man within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's what I like about comics, you know, because X-Men sometimes meet up with Spider-Man, or, you know, Wolverine was part of the Avengers at one point, or, you know, instead we get this X-Men only universe and it's complete and utter trash. You know what I mean? I'd be happy if they just came out with the X-Men Blue Team movie, at least. They could have at least done a trilogy where it's X-Men First Class, the real First Class, and then the second movie could be where they introduced Wolverine, you know? Where it was like the giant size X-Men #1 and they bring in the new characters, and then in the third movie, they could just fucking have all those characters and incorporate the Blue Team, have the Gambit and the Psylocke. You know what I mean? Like, put in a Bishop in there, maybe add the Gold Team, and then have movies after that. Dude, like, what's so hard about that? Instead, we get this convoluted, non-continued, confusing bullshit of a trilogy and all these movies. It's trash, dude. These X-Men movies are garbage, and they suck, and they're boring. I'm sorry, but these movies suck, dude. And it hurts my heart that, like, my X-Men, the shit that I just love, is just getting shitted on by Fox, and they don't give a fuck, because they still making money by these idiots that still go watch this shit in theaters. It's like, what are you gonna do? Nothing, I guess. People are still gonna go watch it, you know? Days of Future Past had nothing to do with Days of Future Past. It was more about Mystique. You know what I mean? First Class, I don't even know what the fuck that is. Like, dude, I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, I just hate these movies. You know? Like, dude, Marvel could do so much better with these movies, man. They would fucking do X-Men justice, dude. Gosh, Fox is bullshit. And I even heard her even doing a show. Is that still in the works or is that canceled? I hope that was a fucking rumor, man. Like, that shit is just trash, dude. God, I fucking hate these movies, man. Whenever it's on, I don't even watch them. X-Men, X2, X3, Last Stand. Just stop. They need to, like, honestly, in a perfect world, Marvel would get the rights back, reboot the whole thing, and have them connect with all the other heroes in the Marvel Universe. That would be, in a perfect world, that would be it. But instead, we get more bullshit. I even heard there's going to be a new Wolverine movie. Why, dude? Why, man? Stop it. Hugh Jackman, please. Stop, dude. Just quit. You've done enough. You know, I would be lying to you if I didn't think the first X-Men movie was good when I first saw it. You know, it was like the first superhero movie to really come out like that. And I was 15 and I went to see it in theaters, and you know, you see these characters that you've read and you've watched on TV, and you finally see them on the big screen alive, you know, and it was cool seeing Hugh Jackman like heal from something or whatever. And you know, I didn't come out the movie thinking it was the best thing in the world, but you know, at the time I was like, oh man, X-Men is cool. And I go back to watch these things, I'm like, this shit is garbage, dude. Like, of course I thought it was cool. I was fucking 15. I didn't know any better. You know what I mean? Like, who fuck anybody that's 15 gonna think these movies are good? What the fuck? Just put in a little bit of action and some shitty plot. There you go, dude. But let's be real, man. These movies are trash, and I just wanted to just throw that out there, man. And I know a lot of people love these movies. Whatever, you can fucking love them. I don't fucking care. I still think they're fucking trash. To me, those movies don't even exist. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna stick to X-Men in the comics, dude, or the Fox Kids cartoon is better than these movies. But you know, it'd be nice if Marvel could at least have some creative, you know, direction within these movies and have them connect to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But it's not gonna happen, dude. And I just want to throw that out there because I love X-Men and I love movies, and those movies suck. So that's it. That was my rant, guys. Appreciate you watching. Peace out.